Hello and welcome to another video for Midas Touch Toys Games Collectibles, and today we are looking at the 2006 release by Corgi from their James Bond 007 Casino Royale series of die-cast models. And this particular set we are looking at today is of a two-vehicle set which contains the Aston Martin DB5 and the Aston Martin DBS, and also two minifigures which include James Bond and Vespa. Now obviously, as you know, Casino Royale was the first outing for Daniel Craig as James Bond, so it was quite an iconic movie. Okay, so this is the box that they come in, and it says James Bond 007, and you've got the Corgi logo on the top right hand side. It's got Casino Royale, and you've got obviously the logo with the number 7 and the revolver, and you can see the images. You can see behind the window the two vehicles. So you've got the DBS at the top and the DB5 at the bottom, and in the right bang in the middle you've got the Bond figure and Vespa figure, and at the bottom you can see the Royal Flush, 10 Jack Queen King Ace of Spades, and it says an item number TY95905, Aston Martin DB5 and Aston Martin DBS, two-piece set with Bond and Vespa figures. And you've got James Bond 007 Casino Royale and the Corgi logo at the bottom. Okay, so that's the front of the box. I'm just going to turn the box around to the back, and let's see what we've got printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the box around, and it says James Bond 007 Casino Royale, Corgi logo at the top, and it says, after obtaining his 007 number and his license to kill, James Bond sets out on his first mission, which takes him to Madagascar to spy on a potential terrorist. Soon after, Bond is pulled into a game of poker in the Bahamas with Alex Dimitros, who is a government contractor in Iraq and many other Middle Eastern countries, which ties to death squads and right-wing parliamentary groups. During this game, Bond wins the famed DB5 from his opponent, and also the attention of Solange, who is Dimitri's wife. In Montenegro, Bond receives the DBS, arranged by M. He later enters into a game of high-stakes poker with Le Chiffre, who provides a global money laundering service to many terrorist organizations. The villain, Le Chiffre, goes to the Casino Royale Lex Ux in an attempt to recover money he lost in a bad investment. There, however, he is prevented from obtaining this goal by James Bond, who beats and bankrupts him in a series of games in Chemin de Fer. Due to Le Chiffre's inability to pay back the money he had lost, he was subsequently killed. And at the bottom it shows you other vehicles in the same series. Let's just bring that closer to the screen. So it says the TY95702 Lotus Underwater, the TY95609 the Rolls Royce, TY95302 the Aston Martin DB5, TY95802 the Space Shuttle, TY95126 Little Nelly, TY95402 the Jaguar XKR, TY95202 the Aston Martin Vanquish, and TY95202 the BMW Z3. It says collect them all and be sure to look out for future releases. Single vehicles also available, and then you've got the copyright information and licensing agreement at the very bottom of the box there. If I just turn the box to the side, again it says scale 136, James Bond 007 Casino Royale, and you've got the image of the Bond gun, and TY95905 Aston Martin DB5 and Aston Martin DBS two-piece set with Bond and Vespa figures, and at the bottom it says 3+, and you've got the Corgi logo, and I think it's exactly the same on the other side. Yes, it is. Scale 136, James Bond 007 Casino Royale, TY95905 Aston Martin DB5 and Aston Martin DBS two-piece set with Bond and Vespa figurines, 3+, and the Corgi logo. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be a bit naughty, and we're going to open the box, take the items out, and have a look at them outside of the box. Okay, so I've removed the inner packaging from the box, and this is what we got. So I'm just going to take them out one at a time, because obviously they're attached in there plastic containers. So let's have a look at the DBS first of all. So there we have. Now it's a 1/36 scale according to the box, which means they are quite small. Do you know what? They look a bit. They do look a bit small for 1/36 scale. I mean, I would have thought these are more 1/43. But anyway, it says 1/36 on the box, so that's what we go with. Anyway, the length of the car is 8.5 inches. The width of the car is 3.5 inches. And the height from the bottom of the tyre to the top of the car is 2.5. So, sorry, not inches, centimetres. So this is the DBS. Now, it is die-cast metal with a plastic base. On the bottom, let's just turn it over, it says Corgi 007. Sorry, it says James Bond 007. Very difficult to read this tiny writing on a black background. It's got Aston Martin DB5 on there. So that's pretty much all it says. Yeah, so plastic base, metal top. There's a Bond number plate on the front there, and the Bond number plate on the back there, and obviously you've got the Perspex windows. Functionality wise, well, the only functionality on these vehicles is the free rolling wheels. They do glide along quite nicely. There we go. But other than that, there is no other functionalities. So they are really just models of the car itself. So that's the DBS. Let's pop him back in the stand there, and let's take out the old DB5, which is this, obviously, as the one we saw in Casino Royale, but it was a copy of the original one that we saw in the early Bond films with Sean Connery. I think that it made its first appearance in was it Diamonds Are Forever or Goldfinger, one of the two, I can't remember which. And in fact, I think it appeared in both of them. But anyway, so this is the DB5. Again, it says it's a 1/36 scale, and we're looking at 8.5 inches in length, and we are looking at, 8.5 centimeters in length. We are looking at 3 centimeters in width, and we are looking at 2.5 centimeters in height. So they're pretty much the same size as each other. Obviously, this is the classic version, the classic number plate on the back and front. Free rolling wheels again, plastic base and plastic windows. But again, a lovely looking model. No other functionality other than the free rolling wheels. Yeah, so really just a model with no functions on them, unlike a lot of the other Bond models that they've done over the period of time. And then, of course, which I can't remove from the box, so I'm just going to zoom in as close as I possibly can, because this is the 2 minifigures that come with the models. And you've obviously got Bond in his dinner jacket holding his pistol with silencer, and you've got Vespa who is standing in her purple dress, and again I think she's holding a pistol as well. So that is the 2 figures. Now 2 figures, I think they're a few centimeters, so we're looking at just under 4 centimeters in height and about 1 centimeter in width and length. So they're quite small figures. Not great detailing on these figures. They're tiny little plastic figures. Don't look anything like Vespa or Bond, come to that. They're just literally miniature figures. Poor examples, really. I'm not going to spend any more time on those. It says they're 2 hand-painted figures, but they're certainly plastic. They're not metal. So yeah, not the greatest of figures that I've seen of Bond. So yeah, quite poor in actual fact. I'm very disappointed with those figures. But other than that, the models are as usual, fantastic, but very limited to their functionalities. However, I would imagine these were more designed for the collector rather than the the child to play with. So I think that's why they are as they are. How well did they do? Well, Casino Royale was big. It relaunched the franchise again with a new lead actor as Daniel Craig, and he was, I'll be honest with you, he was absolutely brilliant as Bond. I think he was probably my favourite Bond, of all time. I think, Connery runs a very close second, but I think Daniel Craig was, a very, very good Bond. So, they done very exceptionally well, as with all of the Bond Corgi figures and die-casts. And they've been associated with Corgi. Bond's been associated with Corgi right away back to the 1960s. And pretty much every release has been very popular and done very well, and these were no exceptions. Although now we're looking at, what are we looking at? We're looking at 18 years on. They're now becoming very, very difficult to find, especially in this mint and open condition. But as usual, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a few, and they are currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage James Bond items and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on our website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that you won't want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be the item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed this very short video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.